Hey you guys, what's up? In today's video, I'm going to be trying out the brand new Cafe Marc Jacobs collection. I am so excited about today's video. I'm going to be trying out the Extra Shot foundation and concealer, and then I also have the face palette here to show you guys. So I'm going to be trying these out on the face. I'm going to be showing you guys close-ups and swatches. I'll be comparing this foundation shade to some other foundation shades that I have from other brands. So really quickly, before we get started, I would really appreciate it if you would give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Also, I am doing a pretty big giveaway right now. I'll have it linked in my description box below if you guys want to enter that. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So before we apply these products to the face, we're going to go ahead and do some close-ups. I'm going to show you guys all of these products up close, show you guys swatches, and give you guys the pricing. So this is the new Marc Jacobs Beauty Extra Shot Caffeine Concealer and Foundation. So this is a caffeine-infused, creamy, full coverage concealer and foundation. It says that it's long wear and crease resistant, and the price of this is $39. So here is what the bottle looks like. I love the packaging of this. It feels very nice. It's heavy. So this is natural looking, full coverage that instantly conceals dark circles, blemishes, and redness. So as I said, it can be used as a full coverage concealer, or you can blend it out as a buildable foundation for visibly smoother and more even complexion. It is a hydrating vegan formula that blends seamlessly for skin that looks brighter, revived, and re-energized. So the top does unscrew, and then we have this large doe foot applicator. So here is a close-up of the applicator. It is kind of a curved doe foot applicator, which I love. So some key ingredients are, it has caffeine that helps re-energize and revive the skin, oat extract which helps calm and soothe the skin, 5 forms of coconut which are rich in nutrients and vitamins to help hydrate and nourish the skin. So there are 30 shades in this foundation. We have 7 deep shades, 7 light shades, 8 medium, and 8 tan. So I do want to point out that there is only 0.54 fluid ounces in here. So for reference, the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie foundation is also a foundation and concealer in one, and it has 1 fluid ounce and the price is $36, whereas this one is half the amount of product, but it's $39. So I'm assuming this Marc Jacobs one is more of like a concealer, but can also be used as a foundation. So whereas this one is more of a foundation that can also be used as a concealer, I'm thinking this one is more of a concealer that can be used as a foundation. I hope that makes sense. Also, Marc Jacobs is more of a luxury brand, so obviously it is going to be more expensive than like Pure, which is just like a regular high-end brand, but I do wish there was more products in the Marc Jacobs one. So now I'm going to show you guys swatches of this foundation and concealer compared to some other brands, so you guys can kind of see where this shade that I bought is next to some other shades. So here is the Extra Shot foundation and concealer in the shade 150. Next we have the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie foundation and concealer in the shade LN5. Next we have Estee Lauder Double Wear in the shade 2-in-1 Desert Beige. Urban Decay Stay Naked in 30NN. I would say so far those have the closest neutral undertone. The shade is slightly off, but the undertones are similar. It Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Cream in the shade Fair. Huda Beauty Faux Filter in Shortbread. ColourPop Pretty Fresh in 45W. And e.l.f. Satin Finish Foundation in 210 Natural. So here is the Marc Jacobs Extra Shot compared to some other similar shades. I pretty much wear all of these shades from other brands like on a regular basis, whether I'm self-tanned or not. So I think you can make 150 work if you are any of these shades over here. Next up in the Cafe Marc Jacobs collection, we have the Omega x3 bronzer, blush, and highlight palette. And the price of this is $49. So this does come in 2 different shades. We have Tantalized Glow and Tantastic Glow, which is the one that I got, which is the lighter version. And then here is the outer packaging of this palette. It is a lot bigger than I was imagining. For some reason, I thought this was going to be like a small little palette, but I was really pleasantly surprised that this is one of the big palettes. So the packaging was inspired by swirls of cream and coffee, which I love. The packaging is beautiful, very luxurious. So you just push the little button right here, and then when you open it up, you have these beautiful shades in here. So on top, we have this rosy blush, which has a satin sheen. Then we have the famous Tantastic bronzer, which I have always wanted to try. And then on the bottom, we have this beautiful gold highlight. So now I'm going to swatch all of the shades. So first up, we're going to swatch the blush. I'm going to kind of layer this a little bit so you guys can really see the shade. That is beautiful. I know I'm going to love that. Next up, we have the bronzer. Let me add another layer. These are so smooth. And then lastly, we have the highlight shade. So here are all of the shades from the face palette. I think they're all stunning and I cannot wait to use these on the face. So now that you guys have seen everything, we're gonna go ahead and apply these to the face. So let's go ahead and get started with that. All right, so now we're going to try out the foundation and concealer on the face, obviously. I have only moisturized my skin. I'm not gonna be using a primer. I don't normally wear a primer on an everyday basis, so I don't like to wear them for my review videos because normally I would just moisturize, apply like SPF, and then apply foundation. So I just want to see how this performs on its own. My skin was moisturized like a while ago, so it should be fine now. It's not like tacky or anything. So I am going to follow the directions so that I do this correctly. I want to use this exactly how it's meant to be used. So it says to use this as a foundation, you're supposed to dot it on, focusing on the center of the face. Then you're supposed to blend it outwards. And then it says that you can build additional coverage by spot concealing as needed, and then obviously set with setting powder. I don't think that I bought a light enough shade for this to be really a foundation and concealer for me, but I'm gonna go ahead and try and use it as both. So we're gonna get to the concealer instructions in just a minute after we apply it as a foundation. So I'm imagining that this does not have as much coverage as a foundation as a concealer, but it says to dot it on the center of the face and blend outwards. I have no idea how much to use, so I'm just gonna start with that. And then of course using my e.l.f. sponge. This is like the best sponge ever. Yeah, I don't think that I used enough, obviously. Okay, so obviously we don't have like much coverage at all, but I'm actually really glad that I only did the 4 dots because like for me personally, whenever I go to work, I use a tinted moisturizer, so I barely apply like any kind of face product. So I feel like I would really like this for work. Like I love the way this looks on my forehead. Like it looks so natural even though there isn't a lot of coverage. So as a like foundation, if you did just a little bit, it looks so natural on the skin. Wow, I actually love how that looks. Now I'm gonna add more obviously because we want to see like how this does as like a full face foundation. I think I'm just gonna kind of start on one side because I'm worried this is gonna dry quickly. I'm also just gonna kind of go up underneath the eye. Gonna add a few more dots on this side. A few. Well, I only did my little applicator in one time, so. So here are my cheeks pretty much done. A forehead obviously is not done. It only has like a light amount of coverage. I really like the way my skin looks right now. My blemishes are still peeking through, but there is directions to cover those. So to spot conceal, it says for maximum coverage, apply to the area. So right here, right there, maybe like a little bit right there. And then to let it sit for 1 minute before blending. But let's add like 1, 2, 3 more dots to the forehead and blend this out while those spots kind of dry up for a minute. All right, so now I'm gonna blend these out. Wow, I'm actually like pleasantly surprised. I feel like I was having my doubts about this for some reason, but based on the like initial application, I feel like it looks really good so far. So this is an all-in-one product, so I do need to apply a little bit as concealer. So it says apply it under your eyes or anywhere you need to wake up your skin. For a brighter look, choose a lighter shade than your skin tone. Obviously, I did not do that. I thought about it, but I was not going to spend that much money to get 2 shades of this. If I really like it, maybe I will get a lighter shade. So I'm just going to apply maybe like 1, 2 dots like that, right in the inner corner, and then over here. This is definitely going to be darker than I would normally like for a concealer, but that's okay. That blends out very, very nicely. And I feel like I didn't have to use that much product, so that is good. It's definitely more full coverage, obviously, as a concealer. Since you're just applying it into a small area, obviously you get more coverage doing that versus all over the face, but I actually really like the coverage that it gives on the face because I don't really like super full coverage foundation, so I really like the way that it looks. So far I think it looks amazing, even under the eyes. Even though it's not a lighter shade than my skin tone, I feel like it still looks nice. So now I'm going to apply some setting powder and set this in place. I'm also going to set the rest of my face as well. So now that everything is set in place, we're going to take a little bit closer of a look. Honestly, I feel like it looks very natural on the skin as a foundation. It is pretty full coverage as a concealer. My only issue is that I didn't get a light enough shade to use as a concealer, because normally I would prefer like a lighter concealer to brighten the under eye. It doesn't look bad, but it's just darker than I would prefer for myself. It is not sinking into my lines yet. I have pretty prominent smile lines right here, and it's not creasing there or anything. I'm curious how it's gonna wear in this area though, because that is like my problem area. But honestly, as a foundation, it looks very natural. It's more of like a light to medium coverage as a foundation, definitely more full coverage as a concealer. So now we're gonna be using the face powder, which I am so excited about because I have always wanted to buy this bronzer, but I've never wanted to buy it in this big pan because I would never actually use like that much bronzer, and those are so expensive. So I got this one. I think it's like the same price, but it has the blush, highlight, and bronzer, which I think is a better deal. So I just picked up some of the bronzer and I'm just gonna blend it along the cheekbones. Wow, I feel like the shade is really good for fair skin. It's more of like a cool toned bronzer, which I prefer, so you can either bronze or contour with it. Ooh, and that blends really nicely. Okay, this bronzer shade is really nice. No wonder people talk about this so much. All right, so here is how the bronzer is looking. I love the shade of bronzer, and this blends out like super smooth and seamlessly. So far, this is going very well. So now I'm gonna take the blush shade. I know I'm gonna like this a lot. I'm worried it's gonna be, yeah, like really pigmented. So I'm gonna try and do this light-handed. Wow, these blend out like very nicely. This is like the perfect kind of like rosy blush shade for every day. I really, really like it. Now we're gonna apply the highlight. I'm thinking this highlighter might be a little bit deep on my skin tone, but we will see. I normally like a very like light kind of icy highlight. This one might just be more of like a natural kind of like glow from within type of highlight. Yeah, this is definitely more of a natural looking highlight. It's not gonna give you like that wet, like blinding look, which is what I normally like. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the highlight right now. I feel like it's more of like kind of like a firmly pressed highlight. Like it reminds me of like an eyeshadow. So I feel like it is a little bit hard to pick up with the brush, and it doesn't really like show up that much. I feel like it looks the best on the nose area. On the cheeks, it just looks okay. It's more of like that natural looking highlight. Let me look at it up close. Like it does look pretty, but it's not my favorite type of highlight. Like I don't really like a firmly pressed highlight that feels, I don't know how to explain it. It feels almost like an eyeshadow, like a metallic eyeshadow, instead of like other highlighters are more like, I don't know how to say it, like lightly pressed, and they feel smoother and silkier whenever you swatch them. This one feels a little bit more of like heavy and thick when you swatch it, if that makes any sense. So out of this palette, I really like the blush and the bronzer. The highlight I'm not loving right now, and it has nothing to do with the shade. Like I think the shade's really pretty. It's more of the formula of the highlight that I'm not really liking. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup, and then I'm gonna come back and kind of give you guys my thoughts so far on like the foundation, concealer, and then you guys obviously know how I feel about the powder so far, but yeah, I will be right back. All right, so the rest of my makeup is now done. In case you guys were wondering, I am wearing the Club Nebula palette on my eyes. I did just post a review video. By the time I'm filming this video, it was yesterday, so I'll have that up in the cards or something if you guys want to go and watch that. But yeah, here is what my completed makeup looks like. I think that the foundation and concealer looks really good. I don't think it's anything like amazing right now. Like off my first impression, I'm not like blown away by it. Let me show you guys a close-up of the foundation and concealer right now. I feel like it looks really nice on the skin. It definitely looks very natural. It's not cakey at all. I don't know how I feel about it in like my smile line area right now. It's not sinking in, which is good. I'm curious how it's going to wear right here throughout the day, but so far I think it looks pretty good. I do really like the bronzer and the blush. I think those are my favorite so far. The highlight, I don't know, I'm not really feeling the highlight right now. That might change because sometimes I like my makeup better after I've worn it for a couple of hours and like my natural like oils of my skin kind of melt with the makeup, and then I feel like I like things better. So I'm gonna go ahead and go do some stuff around the house. I might do a mask test later. I don't need to go anywhere before I go to work. So if I do a mask test, it will just be like around the house. So yeah, I might do that. I'll be back in a little bit to give you guys an update. All right, and we're back. I'm just wearing this polka dot mask. I don't have my like trusted black cat mask because it's dirty right now. So hopefully you guys can see the makeup on the inside of this one. Okay, so not bad. It's kind of harder to see in this mask than with my like just plain black mask, but there definitely is makeup on the inside of this. Let's look up close. Okay, so it actually looks really good. I've tried a few different foundations recently with masks, and I feel like this one looks the best. So there is a little spot on my nose right here where the foundation did come off, but honestly it's not that bad. I feel like with the other two foundations that I tried recently, it was worse. There is no line under the eye. My cheek, chin area looks good. Really, it was just the tip of my nose, which is the usual spot. So I'm gonna fix this for the rest of my day because I don't want to go around like that for the rest of the day. So just looking at it now, I feel like the foundation and concealer still look really good. I don't think that they're like so amazing that you guys have to go out and buy this, but I do feel like it is a good versatile product. It is a nice full coverage concealer, but also a really nice kind of like light to medium coverage foundation. It does look really nice so far, but it is so expensive, so I'm kind of like unsure how I feel about it right now. My favorite thing so far is the face palette because I really like the blush and then the bronzer. The highlight I'm still not really into. Even now after wearing this for a little bit longer, I'm still just not like super into this highlight. I don't know, it's not necessarily the shade that's throwing me off, it's more of like the formula, but that's more of like a personal preference type of thing. Some of you guys might really like the formula of the highlight. Me personally, I'm just not like super into it right now, but sometimes I don't like products at first and then I try them again and I like them more after I've tried them a couple of times. So I'll definitely keep you guys updated on that. I am going to be doing obviously more like ranking style videos, as I said in one of my previous videos, where I rank like all of the products that I've bought or tried out in the month. So yeah, I do want to mention though that this does have a pretty strong scent. It does smell good, but if you guys don't like fragrance products, you might not like this because it does have a scent. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wear this makeup for a little bit longer, and then I'll be back to give you guys kind of like my final thoughts. So I am back, and I feel like I have gathered my thoughts so I can kind of give you guys my opinion on these products because they are really expensive. So I had to really like think about how I feel about them, and obviously I'm gonna keep using them and give you guys like an update in a later video, but I do want to give you guys like my first initial thoughts on the product. So first, starting out with the foundation and the concealer. This is a very expensive product for only getting half an ounce in here. So you're not getting a full fluid ounce like you would normally get in like a full size foundation. So that is a negative in my opinion. You don't need much of this product though. So I will say that I think it would take you a while to get through this product if you were using it like lightly. If you are someone who likes a very full coverage foundation, you're probably not going to get much use out of this. I think you would go through this very quickly if you were going to use it as a full coverage foundation all over the face. But if you are looking for a versatile product like this that you can use as a foundation and concealer, a kind of like one and done product that you could use on an everyday basis, I think that you will really enjoy this. It's definitely more of a light to medium coverage foundation if you just dot it on the face lightly, because as I said, there's not much product in here, so you wouldn't want to use like a ton or you would go through this very quickly. It is a really nice full coverage concealer. I love the way it looks underneath the eyes. I actually think it looks great on the skin. It did not sink into my smile lines. I do actually like how it wore throughout the day along the smile lines, which normally a lot of foundations I don't like how they wear in this area, and I think it looks really good. This was almost a mask-proof foundation, so I will give it a thumbs up for that. It is a luxury makeup item, so if you guys can afford this, I do think it's a good product. If this is like out of your budget, I wouldn't save up to buy this. I think you can get similar products for much cheaper than this and get more product in them, but it is a good product. I actually love the way that it looks on the skin. I'm going to be wearing this to work like on my upper forehead area because I don't wear makeup on the lower half of my face to work because I wear a mask, but I can definitely see myself wearing this on an everyday basis. I'm kind of contemplating getting a lighter shade to use just as a concealer, so I would say that's a good sign. I do like the formula. I am worried though. I forgot to mention this earlier. I am worried about this breaking me out because it does have coconut in it, and I find that that is an ingredient that can easily break out acne-prone skin. So keep that in mind if you do have acne-prone skin. I'm kind of worried about that ingredient, but I am going to keep trying it, and I will let you guys know if this does end up breaking me out. But I will give this a thumbs up. I really like the formula. I don't like that it has only like 0.54 fluid ounces in here, but it is a luxury makeup item, so it's not really that surprising to me that it is so expensive with that amount of product in it. So now let's talk about the face palette. I actually really enjoyed this. I think I would really love this if I liked the highlighter as well, but I'm just happy to have the iconic bronzer that comes in this palette. I've always wanted to try it, and it definitely did not disappoint. I think the bronzer is beautiful. In the lighter palette, this is like the perfect kind of cool toned bronzer for fair to light skin. It's definitely beautiful. It blends out so nicely, great pigmentation, it's not patchy, and I love the blush as well. This says that it's a satin blush, but it definitely looks more of like a matte blush, but it just looks so beautiful on the skin. The only thing, as you guys know, I don't really like right now is the highlight, but I'm going to keep trying it out, and I will definitely keep you guys updated. But out of these two products, I would recommend the face palette over the foundation. It is a $50 palette, but it is luxury, and the packaging is beautiful, and you're getting really nice product in here. So yeah, I feel like this was definitely a successful video. Like, I really like both of these products. They are just very expensive. That is why I've never really bought anything from Marc Jacobs before, because so expensive. I like really struggle to like want to buy like super expensive products, but I've recently been getting into more luxury makeup like Natasha Denona. Hopefully one day I'll try Pat McGrath. But yeah, I really enjoyed both of these products, but I'm definitely going to keep using them, and I will give you guys an update like in a ranking video. But so far, based on my first impression, I really like both the concealer, foundation, whatever you want to call it, and the face palette. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Are you guys going to be picking up either of these products? So yeah, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Also, make sure you guys check out that giveaway that I mentioned at the beginning of today's video. You definitely don't want to miss out on that. I'll have it linked in my description box below. And then also, before you guys go, make sure you click the bell next to the subscribe button so that you can receive notifications every time I upload a new video. And I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.